podcast dedicated to the lore, legends, and myths surrounding the creatures that may lurk in your backyard. My name's Hewitt.
I'm Chris. So how you doing, man?
I'm eating cheese fries.
Yeah, we're eating cheese fries. We had
Andy Cap's cheese fries from a gas station.
the best kind of cheese fries, gas station cheese fries,
That
unless they have botulism.
It's literally just a potato stick covered in cheese powder. It's like a Chewy. Which
It
for
is.
anybody from outside the state, Chewy is basically a Louisiana cheap knockoff version of a Cheeto.
Do they have Chewies other places?
I haven't seen Chewy's outside the state, man. So if they do,
I know they have the kettle chips. What are they?
Voodoo chips.
Yeah.
No, it's been a weird February.
It's been a weirdy-wary. I was trying.
It has like good news. I took some kids the other day before yesterday, Wednesday, to the Mississippi Civil Rights Museum.
How was that?
Oh, they were so good. I was the only sponsor because like a bunch of kids dropped out last minute, so I lost my backup.
Right.
So it's just me and all the kids. And then when I get off the bus, I said, all right, everybody understand something. If you misbehave in this museum, we are in another state and outside the jurisdiction of the district and God, because he doesn't come to Mississippi. History shows that. I am allowed to do whatever. And then in the back of the bus, one of my kids, that's a lie. Your mama told me I can whoop you. The whole bus goes quiet. You didn't have to share our whole business, Mr. Hall. His mom is the band teacher, and she's legitimately told me every one of her kids has come through. If they act up, whoop them. Am I ever going to do it? Absolutely not. But the thing that was really weird is, it's Mississippi. So what very illustrious organization is always going to pop up?
Oh, KKK?
Yeah. So they start, because there were so many groups, we started at the tail end of the Mississippi Museum and then went through Mississippi and then went through the Civil Rights Museum. It's the Museum of Two Mississippis, or the two museums of Mississippi.
Right.
But so we start out there and they go, Mr. Hall, why is it this Klan outfit? Well, do you see what years we're looking at? They looked up and saw 1909 to 1929. I said, this was the resurgence of the Klan. The Klan got shut down very quickly by the U.S. military after the Civil War. And it popped back up in the 1920s. In fact, Woodrow Wilson was a grand wizard of the Klan in Delaware. It was in Delaware. It's like it restarted in Cairo, Illinois. Like,
yeah, people don't realize like Illinois, Indiana, like Delaware is all
they're everywhere, and like they're still around, but they go, well, why you say they're still around? It's like they're competing with a lot of newer hate groups. So like that's your grandpa's hate group, and you don't want to listen to Rolling Stones. You want to listen to Kid Rock if you want to be a hate group person now, type thing.
I don't think anyone listens to Kid Rock personally.
People got paid to.
I mean, that no one willingly listens to Kid Rock.
No, my brother-in-laws do. They think they think he's an American Jim. Any case, going through there. So then when we went back through everything, we went through, my favorite section was the early Mississippi history, because we had the most fabulous tour guides. He's sitting there in a cardigan that went down to his ankle, had his nails perfectly done, had his mascara, everything. And the only reason I'm saying he is he said his name, he, him. And when one of my kids started to say something, he goes, you learned your pronouns in school? At least I hope you did. I know Mississippi and Louisiana upped themselves on the educational list by redefining literacy, but I know you know what a pronoun is and you can respect them. And he's saying this while holding a replica spear. And I'm like, I love this sassy bitch. Because eventually, if none of you listen to me, I will claw everybody's eyes out, including your teacher who has very pretty ones. I'm like, oh, thank you.
Thank you.
That was a threat, but like, thank you. Everybody who wants to hear a story told by G. Dilf Morgan Freeman.
God damn it.
Because Morgan Freeman is the narrator for the intro video.
Oh, he does live in Mississippi.
He lives in Clarksdale.
Oh my God.
He's from Clarksdale.
He has a restaurant in Clarksdale too.
Yeah, a pretty good restaurant too.
We got to go to Clarksdale one day. We are not that far away from Clarksdale, Hewitt. Why have we never been there?
Because you don't travel with me, Chris. Like, I've tried to put together road trips for us on weekends.
We are going to Clarksdale one day.
Because Clarksdale also has the Robert Johnson Crossroads with a barbecue place at it. Famous Abe's. And they also have tamales that are pretty good. Okay. Any case, so taking them to the museum. When we get back to the Civil War, they go, Mr. Hall, why are all these uniforms small? I said, probably because they were drummer uniforms. What? Drummers were children. Children went to war? Yeah. They were drummers and flag carriers. They were... And then all of a sudden there's another Klan outfit. And they're like, Mr. Hall's like, yes, everybody, there's a Klan outfit. We're talking about Mississippi post-Civil War. And then we got to the Civil Rights Movement, and there's like a whole wall of a variety of them. But what my favorite part is when we got to the Civil Rights Movement that most of us know about. Because like you start out like Emancipation Proclamation.
Right. You start out.
And then you go through. The kids laugh because there's one thing where like you're looking at a bunch of Sambo decorations from like 1915, but it has from 1903 to 1935 lists of all the lynchings in Mississippi that were advertised.
That's
again, for the gentle, this has nothing to do with what we're going to talk about, but we could probably talk about just Mississippi and the Civil Rights Movement. They used to advertise lynchings as a form of entertainment. These are the official ones, but we're looking at a bunch of like really racist decorations that I have seen in family members' houses because old white people. And the thing is that all of a sudden you hear, "What you talking to that woman for, boy?" And then a shotgun went off. And it was the speaker directly above me. And the kids all laughed because I grabbed the child that was immediately to my side and shoved her behind a pillar and turned and pulled another one behind me. They go, "Mr. Hall, that was fake." Well, I know that now. And I'm looking directly at one of the kids. "Mr. Hall, like legit, you weren't like, kids, I am a big fat dude. I got shot immediately the second that sound went off. I'm getting y'all behind something." And
I am the pillar.
At this moment, all the kids in the group are now like, "We're going to listen to Mr. Hall." But then when we get to the actual like 1950s, 1960s, there was Mr. Wilkins, who is 88 years old. And he pointed at his picture where he was arrested by the Jackson PD because he did sit-ins, he did bus rides. Like he was like a 13-year-old or 12-year-old. Like he was a kid doing this and got arrested. And then there's this like 95-year-old white dude in a wheelchair next to him. And someone goes, "Where are you?" "I arrested him." And everybody looked at him and goes, and then he goes, "Yeah, you did, and you hit me too." "I've apologized." "I know you've apologized, but you still need to." It's like, how many times do I have to apologize to you? "I don't know. I'm 88. You've only done it 60 times. Go 22 more times." Like the dynamic between these two was hilarious to me because it was a police officer who engaged in the negative part of trying to maintain segregation because he was like a 19, 20-year-old police officer when it was happening.
Very young.
And he admitted to the stuff he did. He admitted what they were told to do. He admitted that they trained dogs on black prisoners. Like
so he essentially was someone that was like...
He was the bad guy.
Well, he was someone that was like in that system, saw everything was going on.
And then broke free of it. And he's educating. So like when someone tells you this, don't think they're being dramatic. We literally had jaywalkers that we would throw into a field and let the dogs bite them. I'm sitting there going, "Fucking what now?" And like kids see me all of a sudden looking at this old man like, "I will fucking end you." And he goes, "And it was wrong." I'm like, okay.
Okay.
Old man, you don't meet Jesus today. But like, I love their dynamic because they kept bickering because they both work at the museum as volunteer. I shouldn't say work. They volunteer at the museum to let you know what the events actually were. And it was so amazing. And the kids were so good. And then lunch was kind of mid because it was like a grilled cheese sandwich. It had been sitting since like 8. But they go, "Mr. Hall, why are you eating this?" "Because it's free. And I'm po."
You're not just poor. Po.
My bills are paid. But like,
I ain't got money.
Shit, if anything breaks, including me.
Fuck, I know that.
On that note, I went to the doctor today.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, you can see they did blood work. They took x-rays. I feel bad about the x-ray. because it's a soft tissue x-ray, because I have a tender spot that's right here that's been around since Mardi Gras.
Right.
And like yesterday, it felt like someone punched me. And Emily's like, go to the doctor. I was like, okay. So then they did the soft tissue x-ray. So all of a sudden, these two ladies are like, all right, we're going to let you get underneath this blanket on the table. Okay, now pull your pants down to your like mid-thigh. What? It's a soft tissue x-ray. But that means, yeah, we're going to see everything. Oh. I feel awkward now. And the room's cold.
The room's cold. Look, I'm just saying. Just saying.
No, if they said anything,
I was in a pool.
if any of them said anything about, yeah, that's just how it is. I'm sorry, but no, like
I mean, they're medical professionals, so they don't really.
They've seen it, but however, my wife goes, I've had my guts on the table and shoved back in me after having a baby extracted from my leg. Yes, I'm not trying to compare with you. Just please commiserate that it's moderately embarrassing that I was in a room with a blanket over my crotch. With this lady.
I can't believe this.
With a lady sliding me on a table around town like I'm freaking SpongeBob to quadrant my tummy. So there's at least 4 pictures.
Emily would disgrace you by saying, look, motherfucker, I went through real trauma. I don't care if your dick is out.
I'm over here going, I'm not trying to compare. It's just, it was embarrassing and I felt awkward, okay?
My dick was out. It was cold.
I was under a blankie and they took x-ray pictures of me. But no, it's they're doing that to figure out if it's like spleen, pancreas, stomach.
Yeah, you're right.
Or the best case scenario, I'm just full of shit. And I need to take a laxative.
That's what Emily was saying to you when you were trying to get fucking sympathy.
So I went to the doctor and had that done.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
Like, I actually went to the doctor recently for, like, a personal thing, and...
You're like, personal thing. I'm over here going, I just let the whole internet, God, Jesus, and Mary all know I was under a blanket with my weenus out, and some lady took pictures of it.
Well, mine is just like, I went to the urologist.
I almost had to do a urine test, too.
Yeah. Something like that.
Okay.
I'm not getting into it, but something like that.
I'll put Hewitt's business all over the damn internet. Me, I'm a proper lady and you will never know. But on that note, talking about going to the doctor's office, I got a hospital story for you.
Oh, we're doing hospitals again.
Hospital, yeah.
You know what I've been watching?
What?
The Pit.
I keep hearing good things.
It's good. Don't watch it with your kids.
Do you know how many series I can't watch with my kids right now?
Yeah, I was going to mention Sinners earlier because we were mentioning Clarksdale. It's based in Clarksdale.
I own the movie. We need to watch it.
It is really good.
It is amazing by all things. But let's talk about Memorial Hospital in New Orleans.
I think you mentioned this before.
Yeah, there's a little bit associated with this. Now, I'm going to go ahead and get this out of the way right now. This will deal with assisted suicide because I accidented a true crime while looking for ghosts.
You did it again?
I did it again. I did this one and the Orleans Parish Prison in the same day at work when I had no kids.
So it was just like back to back.
Oh, this left me raw. But again, for anybody that's listening, this is going to deal with Hurricane Katrina. This is going to deal with medical malpractice by companies that own hospitals. And it does deal with assisted suicide and what could be considered potential murder. So just warning now, like I don't think we need the warning at the beginning of the episode,
right.
But this is just a heads up on what is about to occur. So again, I thought, because it's listed as haunted, that I was going to find ghosts.
So.
And I found trauma.
I feel like in New Orleans, at this point, we've covered a good bit of New Orleans. So there is like a non-zero chance that's going to happen.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is that I'll go ahead and throw this out there. A lot of stories that I started looking at for Memorial Hospital were stories that came from charity or from Lindy Boggs.
Yeah.
Like the ghost stories came from that. But Memorial Hospital is located at 2700 Napoleon Avenue in New Orleans. It is a 182-bed facility with 300 staff today. multiple buildings, red brick in Uptown. It's very noticeable. It's a large campus built in 1926 as Southern Baptist Hospital. This was the partner to Lindy Boggs.
Now, is this still operational?
Yes.
Okay.
Now,
I have to ask because there's a lot of places that we've mentioned before that
are not. However, Charity is going to open its doors again soon as part of the Tulane Tropical Disease Center.
Oh, that's nice.
But it's a very small section of that 13-story building. It was built by the Southern Baptist Convention. Fuck them. However, it was nice for them to build hospitals that at this time were charity hospitals. Why the fuck do we not have charity hospitals anymore? Fucking.
I'll tell you why.
Don't need to. It was led from 1926 to 1947 by Louis Judson Bristow. In 1969, the religious organization separated from the hospital, which became a non-profit. This is due to a lack of donations and scandals connected to the hospital and to the Southern Baptist Convention. Also, it is connected to the fact that they didn't want to provide certain services at their hospitals to people.
Does it start with an A?
No, it was they didn't want to desegregate.
I mean, that was my first go around, but I wanted to.
They also didn't want to do the thing that started with an A. After 1970, before that, it was kind of.
It was fine. It was fine.
It's that religious right popping up in the 70s and 80s that really gets into
evangelical
that really
it
didn't start till then. So understand that the just for anybody out there that might try to argue with us, the modern anti-abortion movement is just about a decade older than me. And the original anti-abortion movement started because doctors didn't want midwives to get picked over them by ladies because they wanted ladies to handle lady problems.
Also, like, the evangelical movement in America is kind of a psyop. But we won't get into that.
No, that could be an entire episode on its own. In the 1980s, the hospital was expanded and remodeled. In 1990, it was combined with Mercy, a.k.a. Lindy Boggs, to form the Mercy Baptist Medical Center. The Baptist campus was known as the Uptown campus. It was then acquired by the shithole Tenet and renamed Memorial in 1996. I'm saying this now because we've already talked about with Lindy Boggs. Tenet Medical is a sack of shit, or was a sack of shit. 2005, Tenet sold the property. You can figure out why. 2006, it became Ochsner's Baptist Medical Center. 2009, Ochsner's opened a new 12-bed emergency clinic in the hospital. The majority of the hospital site has been renovated, but the original entrance is still abandoned as of 2023.
Okay, so in 2009, Ochsner
added a larger emergency room.
Okay, so it was still. So in 2006, when Katrina happened.
When in 2005, Katrina happened. Tenet turns around and sells it. Ochsner buys it. 2009, they add more emergency beds. The original entrance in that main building that a lot of time people will get picture of, this abandoned building. It's still abandoned as of stuff in
People say this abandoned building is haunted.
And
Let's go look at the ghost.
You turn around the corner and there's like a fully functional hospital.
You know, I miss Chills now.
A little bit.
Now it's just that shitty AI voice that's on like every video.
Yeah.
And, like, I'll be going through just like shorts. Yes, I do YouTube shorts because, you know.
They got blocked at work.
Really?
YouTube is fine, but shorts is not.
But yeah, like I hear actually. I don't know if TikTok is better now, but like I hear TikTok has less of the AI voice bullshit.
Depends on your algorithm. It still operates in the region today. Now, let me jump to Hurricane Katrina. Hurricane Katrina hit August 29th, 2005. 2,000 people were on site the day Katrina hit. Now, there was 183 patients. 55 of these were in life care intensive nursing home. That's the upper floor was an intensive, you are never leaving nursing home. Like, we can't put you in a regular nursing home because you are literally...
It's essentially hospice.
It was a hospice. There were 600 staff plus additional people who took shelter in the hospital. The building had been open to families and neighbors before the storm. The hospital flooded when the levees broke and it lost power because, much like many things in New Orleans, the generators are on the bottom floor. They're on base level. So
it makes sense.
You don't want to hoist them up to the top of a roof. So the bottom floors of the hospital completely flooded. So the first floor of the hospital was underneath water completely. So just like everywhere else we've talked, there's 8 to 10 foot of standing water initially. All of the Katrina gravy. So
is that our canon name for that now?
That's what I'm going to call it. What else do you call sewage, the Mississippi River, part of the Gulf, dead bodies, stuff from the cemeteries, the piss, shit, and jizz that are in the streets of New Orleans normally, and all the garbage?
Yeah, Katrina gravy.
Mobile patients were moved to the second floor to await evacuation with bedridden on the upper floor. So they kept, on the second floor, they kept everybody that could move on their own, but up higher in the building, they put all the folks that could not. The hospital had no AC or running water. Waste was building up. There were dead bodies from before the storm, and so it didn't smell great. Also, the morgue's on the first floor.
Oh.
So just like Lindy Boggs, and Charity, you have dead people stew going.
So we have like a sort of a crock pot
of just terrible.
Yeah, that's pretty awful.
Now, some of the less critical patients were moved to the parking garage to allow for air circulation and easy access. Most of these patients that were still in the building when the storm hit were elderly, talking closer to 70 and up.
I don't imagine like a lot of them. I'm just gonna like make a prediction here. Didn't really make it.
Staff kept patients alive with manual ventilators, bottled water, and cardboard fans. A lot of this was in the parking garage, like on the second and third floor of the parking garage, because that's also where the helipad was located. It was on the top floor of the parking garage. The issue, and I will address this a little bit later with why it was difficult to move people, the access between the building and the parking garage was on the first floor. So there was not a second floor or third floor access to the hospital from the helipad until they made one.
So they had to like make an entire...
They made a hole in the wall to get patients out.
You know, I'm just going to say it now. Like, I know we shit on like the healthcare system, but healthcare workers are kind of like baller.
Yeah. Now, patients had cardboard tags on their beds and their gurneys to list who was in the most critical. And it's just like when we talked about Lindy Boggs. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, so it's just...
1's not so bad. 2, kind of bad. 3, they are not getting out of the bed. So, like, 3 is bad.
I'm sorry, I've been watching a lot of The Pit, and they had, like, a mass casualty event, and they did something similar. They didn't do, like, 1, 2, 3, but they did, like...
When you got to do triage like this is the thing that's terrible, and it rolls into what happens later, is in a mass casualty event,
Mash casualty.
Let me not list.
Well, MASH is another way to put it, because, I mean, you're talking about, like, you're in similar MASH conditions, right?
Well, I mean, MASH was the acronym for Mobile, God, I can't remember the rest of it, but it was Mobile Army something Hospital.
It was a TV show.
God, Chris. No, but so the thing is that doctors, and we've addressed this twice with 2 other hospitals,
right?
And even to agree with the prison system, because they decided they were number one and everyone else was fuck it. You have to make a decision as a medical professional that I don't know that I could easily make, and that is who lives and who dies based on who can you actually save.
Yeah.
And it's the reason why a lot of times doctors, like especially like emergency room doctors, long-term doctors, are cold about a lot of stuff, is because they literally have to make these decisions all the time.
If you think about it, it's like if you hesitate on that, you might save like that patient. But if you're an ER doctor, or if you're in a situation like Katrina, or if you're in a situation where there could be mass casualties,
you got to start making decisions.
Yeah. You could save that one person, but you might not be saving 2 or 3 other people.
Exactly.
And it's a trolley problem that most people do not want to be in.
Yeah. Doctors had to determine who was and was not evacuated, and they had to evaluate who was a 1, who was a 2, who was a 3. Much like Lindy Boggs, they take the 1s first, then they take the 2s, and then they get the 3s. My response is I feel like 3s should have gone first, but the reason that it was very hard to get them out is because, like I said, they knocked a hole in the wall. It took 45 minutes to get patients from the hospital to the 3rd floor because they went through a 3-foot hole that they knocked out of the wall with a sledgehammer. And then they went along the roof, and then they went over a gap into the parking garage and then up to a helicopter.
Again, that's kind of baller shit if you like think about it. Because you're sitting there, you're a healthcare provider. Or you're a healthcare worker, and you're not a healthcare provider. You're a healthcare worker, and you're sitting here. I mean, you probably have 12 to 14-hour days. You're probably overworked, underpaid, all that. And then this happens, and then, like, to have people out there that can, like, that will sit there and do that much for patients, even if those patients are potentially, like, you know, past the point of no return in terms of like health.
Now, let me piss you off with who the real bad guys in this equation are.
Is it like the government?
No.
Is it
no more than
healthcare provider?
It is Tenet. So Tenet, a hospital admin, Tenet, had refused to have life care patients evacuated beforehand due to life care being in the process of selling to a new provider, and the moving of patients to the Shreveport facility would have hurt the sales price. So they didn't move these patients out before the fucking storm because it would have knocked $1 or $2 million off the sell price to have them in Shreveport safe because they wanted to save money, or they wanted to ensure their money when they sold.
So essentially there's
55 people that were on death's door because someone wanted to ensure they got this much instead of 0.5 less. The fuck nuts. Sorry, this is what pissed me off, okay? Yeah. This is what made me really mad, is someone literally doing the bullshit billionaire, money's more important than a life because I'm selling this. Fuck you. Fuck everyone in this company that was involved in this decision. Now,
I just want you to know,
if you say the Dow's over 50, I will fucking punch you.
That would have been a good retort. That's not what I was thinking of. No, it's like, in all seriousness, like when people talk about like, if socialized, I hate using the term socialized. The way I would want
single payer Medicare or
single payer or like
healthcare,
public healthcare, which would just be how we pay for other things, which is through tax dollars, which is a fine way to do things.
Actually cheaper than how much I pay on my insurance right now.
Yeah, I currently pay twice as much as I paid last year for insurance. Thank you, current administration. This is why I have to sit here and like explain to people. It's like, this is why I don't want private health insurance. It's not just because it's like strangling people with costs and everything. It's like they make cold, heartless
decisions
that only really amount to money. Like it amounts to how much money you can make at any given decision. But anyway, I'm sorry.
Be more mad. Tenet rented helicopters 4 days after the storm hit to evacuate. They did not talk to any of the other helicopter rescue crews who were also going to Memorial, therefore causing air traffic delays, issues, flights having to turn back, and people not getting evacuated in a timely manner because they didn't fucking communicate.
Is Tenet like gone now?
I have to search that. I am like, if they're not, I want to make it like my petty revenge plot to destroy what is left of this company. Now, tenant admin said all patients and staff had to be out by nightfall Thursday, but there was literally no way to do that because they weren't seeing enough helicopters, and several patients that were in critical condition and bedridden would have to be left behind to be rescued at a later date by crews. Tenant stated to abandon the dying patients as they were not viable to remove or rescue. The state would claim them later.
Like, okay, there are two things in this world that are, to me,
this is evil.
Close to demonic. Like, I don't like using the term demonic because I'm not religious and I think it, like, you know, black and white's every situation. But if you think about private prisons and the healthcare system in America,
the for-profit
healthcare system, it's pretty demonic.
From tenant administration, staff of Memorial were told to set a morphine drip and leave the patients to be claimed later.
Really? Wait.
Hold on.
So
I'm not done.
They decided to just morphine drip.
Leave them on a moderate morphine drip to keep them sedated so they can be rescued days later.
That's not how that... You can't... Like, a morphine drip? I mean, that's going to accumulate, right? Like, morphine... You can OD on morphine.
Yeah.
How is a morphine drip?
To keep them sedated. Not enough to kill them, but enough to keep them sedated over a prolonged period.
Like, how long? Like...
Days.
They'll be dead.
Days.
They're dead. They
yeah,
just said
yeah. The admin of tenant basically said drug them to death and leave them. But not enough to actually outright kill them. Let them linger in a morphine haze in an abandoned hospital with 120 degrees with 100% humidity. Katrina gravy taking up the first floor, dead bodies stewing in it. So, more or less, leave them in the morass and the miasma on morphine and just fucking go. So, Dr. John Thiel recommended that something could be done, as staying would put all the staff's life in danger to wait for natural death to occur. Like, the doctors immediately knew these patients could not be rescued on a morphine drip in days and not be dead. And by their Hippocratic oath, leaving them there to die on a drug drip would be unethical and wrong. But if they were to stay with them, there was no food, there was no water in the building, and the doctors would die as well. So if we stay, we die with them. There is an alternative, is what he proposed. Dr. John recommended that, Dr. Anpu was P-O-U. I'm pronouncing it the way I have not heard it said, but P-O-U makes me think poop or pow. Was forced to deliver the message that patients were to be abandoned to the elements and retrieved later to the rest of the staff, as she was the head doctor at that moment. She had to deliver this heartless fucking message from the tenant medical group to these doctors. All patients' families had been evacuated and told their loved ones were on their way by tenant admin.
Hewitt, I thought this was going to be an easier episode to get through.
No. I told you, this and the prison hit me on the same day. You can take a little bit of the cancer that is growing in me from reading this.
Please don't say that.
I apologize. I'm sorry. However, this has grown and basically been a terrible little knot in the back of my brain going, hey, buddy, you know how you have...
But again...
You know how the Bisca Busco and like some other fun stories...
It's like, you want to talk about the Rougarou? No, let's talk about like structural problems
until
with America.
You deal with me, I live in your brain rent free. Anyway, so the patient's family were evacuated before these patients. They were told while they were evacuating their loved ones would be evacuated. And then Tennant turned back around and goes, Yeah, morphine these fuckers and leave. Because no one can be in this building after Thursday because we're not sending any helicopters back because we only rented them for so long. And we're not going to pay a late fee.
Yeah, like all I can hope for is the people that made those decisions died horrible deaths, are suffering right now.
Now, Thiel and Pooh, as well as other medical staff, then gave a higher than normal dose of morphine and midazolam. Midazolam.
Midazolam?
Yeah. They made a chemical cocktail of the two. Patients administered the dose, passed out, and slowly stopped breathing within about 5 minutes of administration. Medical staff stayed and moved the bodies to the chapel and covered them, then evacuated.
So what I'm essentially hearing is Pal or Pooh and Thiel were essentially like
assisted suicide.
We don't want them to suffer. There's nothing else we can do.
They are non-responsive to begin with. They are bedridden to begin with. One account, being Thiel's, is that they put them in there when bodies were recovered. They were found in the chapel covered.
Right.
Dr. Pooh said that the drugs given were a normal amount and were not meant to be lethal, but conditions and buildup in the system led to death in some accounts. It was saying some accounts said she said this, other accounts said she said nothing. So the problem is this does go to court, and it's, did they administer this and kill the patients, or was it they were following directions from Tenet and the buildup of the chemicals and medicine killed them. 6 one way, half a dozen another. 45 bodies were found at the hospital after evacuations were completed later on. 5 died from the disaster. Nearly 30 tested positive for morphine and midazolam. 9 were listed as having lethal amounts of the medicines in their system. The coroner listed the cause of death intentional injection and so murder. In 2006, a judge indicted Dr. Pooh and 2 nurses for the murder. Charges were brought by Attorney General Charles Fody. Fuck him. I found out some more about him. He might deserve his own god. Like, so many of our politicians deserve their own goddamn episode. Anyway, in 2007, the charges were dropped when a grand jury could not find probable cause to prosecute Dr. Pooh and the nurses. The state paid their legal fees. Judge stated there was no motive that could clearly be found or intent to kill be determined in the case.
Oh, I'm glad.
The judge stated, many terrible things happened in the storm, and many had to do what was best at the time when the government gave up on the city and the state and no law truly existed. That is the judge's quote.
That's fucking raw.
Like he's saying, everybody gave up on us. Law did not exist in this area, and people had to do things. Next case. I did not get the judge's name, but this judge probably has a bunch of other fucked up cases and rulings, but that quote.
It's like, I mean, it's a real thing. Like, anytime I guess we're like far enough away from like Katrina for it to be just
it's
like
21 years now, man. It's a whole legal adult.
Yeah, it's a whole legal adult away from Katrina, but back when we were back when we were kids, it was like, we weren't kids, but I
was in college.
I was not in college, but not in school. We won't get into that.
You're taking your gap year.
Taking a gap year, just, playing Halo. But we could see the reverberating effects here.
Katrina tore through Monroe,
and
she was back down to a tropical storm, but she did damage everywhere. Like, she was still a Cat 1 by Alexander, or she was part of her she wasn't. I'm thinking of Rita, that hit just after God, Katrina and Rita just fucked us.
Yeah. But I don't think people really... It's like hearing about a tragedy like 50, 60, 70 years ago, and you're like, yeah, that was bad. It killed, what, like 1,000 people, something like that? But then you go into the details of it, and you're like...
Shit, man. I mean, like, considering that they just finally power washed the Katrina lines off of buildings in the last couple years in New Orleans, like, that was the dark tourism draw, is you could still see where the water line was in the French Quarter, and it was above either of our heads.
Yeah. I remember seeing them. Yeah.
The judge also put the blame squarely on government incompetence on the state and federal level, FEMA, and the tenant medical company's negligence and gross unethical behavior.
So he basically said these doctors were acting within the limits that they could. Fuck tenant, fuck the government, fuck FEMA.
Yes. The Attorney General, Buddy Caldwell, who came after Foyt, said that the case never should have been brought up and it was a blight on the state. Pooh helped write 4 laws to protect medical professionals in mass casualty situations, not of their own creation, i.e. negligence and incompetence. So in a case of an act of God, doctors are protected. Some of them are good. One of them's kind of like, damn girl, like you got found innocent, but like the way you wrote this.
Yeah, I mean...
So, I mean, I'm going to say this right now before I go into the Apple TV series that's based on this and the book. These doctors, in my opinion, did nothing wrong. They had the option to either leave these patients to die a terrible, unattended death in a hot box in New Orleans, or make sure they didn't suffer. Now, if I was in, personally, this is just me, if I was in the situation of any of these elderly patients that had this happen, I would have wanted them to do that instead of leave me.
Of course. Like, I mean, at that point, it's die now or die...
Die alone, gurgling, in pain, in heat.
And even if you don't get to see your family, you get to see a doctor that is, like, obviously caring for you.
I would rather them do that than leave me to be something found in a Fallout game.
Yeah.
And so that's my 100% my opinion. If anybody listening does not agree, you can choose not to agree with me. You are wrong.
You can post it on our Facebook. I'm not going to listen.
Now, 5 Days at Memorial. In 2013, a book by Sherry Fink came out, and then later on has now become a Apple TV series as well. It's an award-winning description of the events, is criticized for over-dramatization, inaccurate timeline, blames Dr. Pooh for nearly everything that happened, yet still the series tries to paint her sympathetic, but still blame her for everything. Like, she made the decision, not Tennant made the decision. Has caused muddied info to pop up today about what happened at the hospital. Fink and Pooh both refused to release any interview notes or to talk about this today. That Dr. Pooh is still around, and she operates within a college hospital system.
Right.
But she does not discuss what happened at Charity. Memorial. At Memorial.
Why would you want to?
Now,
I mean, that, like, whether or not we want to, like,
I hate
admit it, but, like, doctors do also get trauma.
Well, I mean, it's like, hey, can you tell me about that time you shit your pants in public? It's not 100% a 1-for-1 here, but, like,
it's definitely far from a 1-to-1.
That is, but do you want to talk about that?
I mean, and then you go into, like, hey, do you want to talk about, like,
the most traumatic event that's ever happened in your life right now in front of me and a camera?
Do you want to talk about this moment where you had to, like, make a decision about people's lives and do it, like, casually?
Also, you probably did contemplate on your own, is this murder?
Yeah.
Now, hauntings. Get to what drew me to this in the first place, is that there were supposed to be ghosts.
I like how You were probably just sitting there. I'm just imagining it. Like,
I had already
nice, cool ghost. Oh my god!
I almost stopped researching this one, but I was halfway through, so I bulldogged and just kept pushing. And then I did the prison, and I needed a hug that day. Anyway, the hauntings. There's cold spot noises and shadow people are regularly recorded in the hospital. One nurse reported walking to a room and it appearing to be on fire, but when she looked back, it was normal. During the time period that after Katrina, homeless people did move in,
right,
and there was a fire. No recorded deaths. Others claim to have seen people standing in the second floor lobby where patients were given morphine to pass away peacefully. So some people say like they think they see a stone tape of that, but I only saw like 2 reports of that one. Lots of people confuse it with Lindy Boggs and Charity. There's a lot of bleed over. Like the biggest thing is people will see shadow people, get a cold spot, or hear a noise that doesn't make sense. So there's not like a lot of named spirits. There's not like, oh, the doctor. There's some weird shit that happens, but the big thing is that this building has fucking trauma.
I mean, that's like, okay, if we're going to, I hear this debate all the time. Like, people die. It's what we do. Like, we're mortals.
Eventually
like,
we do. Except for Keanu Reeves.
Except for, well.
Pretty sure he's a vampire.
Him and fucking Chuck Norris. But I say that, and he's going to fucking die. And the question is, it's like, eventually, like, longer the building is around, the more likelihood someone's going to die in it. Like, so is a Chipotle haunted because it had someone die in it? And I would posit, like, if I'm going to, and just to be clear, once again, if this is your first episode listening, I'm fairly skeptical of, like, ghosts and everything. I go to, like, haunted places, and I'm like, oh, that's interesting. We even went to, like, Raven House, and I wasn't like, yeah, it's definitely haunted. Things weird happened there, but it wasn't.
I had more weird shit than you happened there.
Yeah, but I'm willing to, like, I believe that you wouldn't. Like,
no.
Yeah. But, like, if there's any place that is haunted, it's a place that had a lot of great trauma. It's a place that had a lot of, like, really gross shit go down. A lot of high emotions happen. Which is, like, if ghosts do exist, even if it's stone tape or if it's, like, intelligent, it has to be around, like, great trauma like that. At least that's my opinion.
Now, let me lighten the mood just a little bit. You want some interesting facts about the hospital?
It's hot pink.
No. It has been the New Orleans Saints team hospital since 1967.
Team? Well, I mean, I guess.
So if they get hurt, they go there. Peyton and Eli Manning were both born there.
Oh, that's cool.
And so was Reese Witherspoon.
Reese Witherspoon is from?
New Orleans, yeah.
I never knew that.
Yeah, I didn't until I did this research.
That's crazy. That's like learning that, oh my God, my brain is breaking. Clarksdale, we were just talking about it.
Morgan Freeman,
thank you.
So, sources. Wikipedia for links and general info. Curiosity with Jazz YouTube. NOLA.com Entertainment. The Theo Katrina story, which, by the way, Theo died around 2013 of cancer.
Oh, rest in peace.
The New Orleans Ghost Tours.com Memorial. TheGuardian.com. PubMed.ncbi.nlm.nih.gov. NBCnews.com. The Journal of Ethics.
Interesting.
NPR. And Memorial Hospital Truth. What happened at Memorial Hospital?
Well, this was...
this one hurt.
It wasn't in Competence Corner, but it was...
How is it that I stated I don't like...
True crime, and then you open the year with like 2
I accident 2 true crimes, like legit.
I was gonna do like Havana Syndrome, which I forgot to mention in the last episode. But I might just do true crime just to fuck with you.
I mean, I didn't do this on purpose. This this is definitely, I did not go into a lot of gory details.
Obviously.
Like, we're not going to talk about the 2 people during Katrina that lived above what is now the voodoo shop or voodoo museum.
Yeah.
Because that one's like a legit murder. These were hard situations plus incompetence from law enforcement.
In all seriousness, I think you talked about it in about the most respectful way. And I say this as someone that listens to a lot of like true crime and like, you know, dark content just because I'm a glutton for punishment. You do it in a lot more respectful way than a lot of other places. In fact, I've seen like ghost hunters and shit go to like recently murdered.
I can't stand that. Like, I love, and that's why we drink, because they are very respectful when they do their stuff. There are other podcasts I've listened to, and it's damn near fetish.
Yeah.
And it's not, I'm not saying that because of the material. I'm saying that because of how the hosts describe it. Like, I'm not going to name any because I don't want to call out any podcasts, or like, if someone likes it, that's cool. But like, there's a difference between telling the story
and being gratuitous.
Oops. Well, but there's a difference between telling the story and just to give people information, and telling the story so that somebody gets a jolly out of it. Not even just entertainment, but like
you're information versus pornography, essentially.
I don't even want to like call some of the other people like that, but it like I said, it gets into like fetishy stuff. Like when they start going over like the like, well, I guess the gory.
When I use the word gratuitous or pornography, I mean it's not necessarily about informing about the details of a case. It's about like the scandalousness and the
salaciousness.
It's like,
ooh.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about how they were murdered there was and how much blood there was.
There was a hole in the bacon.
Okay, but that was funny.
Spence gets me with that spur. Like, we'll go months without the bacon hole, and Spence will drop it out, and I'll be just staring at him like, you.
That shit's funny though, because it's just so random. It's like, why would they? Like, okay, it's a horrific murder. It is a horrific murder. I don't remember going into like gory.
No, you didn't. But
it's just like the bacon, the fucked bacon. It's just funny.
My thing is I think one of the cops did that and tried to blame it on the.
Yeah. That was the murder. Yeah.
I need a cigarette.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, we are Backwoods Obscura.
We release every Tuesday. Right now, we're not really doing much with social media. We'll figure that out.
I still post on TikTok stupid stuff, and he still forbids me from having access to any other social media.
I don't forbid. I just forget.
He doesn't trust me, y'all.
Anyway, we're also Team Bonus Action.
Team Bonus Action is a group of friends who like to play tabletops and other games together online. We are loosely affiliated with the Trevor Project. If you can help donate to find homes for dishomed trans youth and allow them to find a little bit of safety in this world that seems to be geared against them right now, we would very much appreciate it.
With that, I hope you have a good day or night or whatever time it is over there.
You know, I got nothing for us on this sign out that would be funny because I just feel it would be wrong.
Tenet.
Fuck Tenet.